Brilliant. Look at that. Got the team sponsors on and everything.
Yeah, got put a
Right.
shirt on.
Yeah.
Thought I
Yeah, that's
better.
good. That's the clothing brand, eh? Ruka?
Yeah, Ruka. It's like a Scandinavian brand.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be the longevity of kit brands or like clothing brands. They don't stay as long as they used to. It's like teams are moving to the fastest setups. Like as I think about BIKE RAKZ, they were with Ineos for a while, and then maybe now they're with Uno X and a few other teams. It's like they move and chop and change a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting, eh? It's always interesting to see each year what team is running what
Mm.
and how it does change. I guess money plays a massive part in that sort of thing.
Oh yeah. Is that like his Ruka? Do you give you casual wear and stuff as well?
Yeah, just all our casual clothing's done by them. Backpacks
Okay.
as well.
Yeah. Anything good? Or just jackets, hoodies, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, pretty standard stuff, eh? It's all
Yeah.
good stuff though. It's
Yeah.
free. Can't
What do
complain.
what do you do with your old stuff? Like old sponsor gear or, because I'm sure
Uh,
there's stuff that's still in the bag that's got like a different sponsor on it, right?
yeah, I give most of it away.
Nice.
You'll see my dad rocking around with most of the old FTJ kit.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah.
So, well, you had nationals, New Zealand nationals on the weekend. As always, looked dry as a bone for the for the Nats.
Yeah, that was Saturday. So yeah, it was quite a nice day in the morning.
Yeah.
Pretty flat, not too much wind or rain. The sun was out. But then
Mm.
man, those final laps, the final two laps, we were getting wet. It was
Yeah.
yeah, it was a grippy race actually. It was good fun.
Man, it's becoming a tough field, isn't it? It's one of the toughest races to win, that, isn't it? Really, it's getting, and
Yeah.
there was a few boys not even there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, it's pretty stacked field this year actually. And
Mm.
without Black Spoke, it made it like a really open and dynamic
Yeah,
race.
yeah. It would have been awesome. I was really keen. I was hoping you'd get up on the roadie. I mean, he's still on the podium, pretty good effort. But I just wanted to see what the kit would look like. Because FDJ do the national kit so like clean. It would have been cool to see what it would have gone like. It probably just would have been black and white, like two tone.
Yeah, the FCJ do a real nice one. It would have been white, white jersey and then black bibs, I'd say.
Oh,
They did one for me when I was under 23 national champ. They did a few under 23 races.
mm.
But I think they would have yeah, they would have made it. Would have for sure gotten some white bibs out
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Have you
Uh,
had much to do with? Oh, do you get to talk much with Matteo, the owner, or not much?
a, a little bit, yeah. Not heaps, but yeah, I've spoken to him quite a bit.
He's he's
He
pretty
works in the
enthusiastic, eh?
background. Yeah, super passionate.
He must just love cycling. I love seeing
Yeah.
those videos of him going wild. Like that classic one of I think maybe when Pinot won and he was just going crazy behind the stage.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
Yeah. Well, Lawrence, you've been back in New Zealand. Were you in New Zealand before or back home before TDU as well?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
came back home in October, straight
Oh
after the
shit.
season. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I did Harry Tours as my last race in Europe and then
Mm,
did all my medical stuff, got all the pre testing and
mm.
meetings done. And then yeah, came straight home and had 6 weeks off the bike and then yeah,
6 weeks. You didn't touch the
yeah.
bicycle for 6 weeks.
No.
Wow. That's got to be pretty long.
Yeah, I did some other stuff. The first few weeks were like completely no exercise, no nothing.
Yeah.
And then I started running and doing a bit of other exercise.
Mm.
And then yeah, the last week was pretty time to get back on. So I did like a couple coffee rides. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I did see you were getting into a bit of running on the gram. What kind of runs were you doing? Are you doing like Do you actually get any prescription? Do you say to your coaches, "Look, I'm going to go for a run"? Do they? Or you just free ball it?
No, it's just free balling, eh? Did some 5Ks, the park runs, local park runs in Christchurch.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then I did this ultra. It was like a 26K round the mountain. It was super fun, actually.
Oh shit.
Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it. So maybe something to do after cycling.
Mm. What did you peg in the park runs? Were you pushing it or you just participating?
Yeah, mid 16 minute mark.
Mid 16.
Yeah,
That's like 3 minute Ks?
3 minute 18, I think it was my best one.
Oof.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, that's moving. And do you run at any other time during the year?
No, I don't. Not when I'm racing. Not during the season. I don't run. I was a runner before cycling, so I had a bit
Okay.
of a bit of background in it. But
Yeah.
during the season, I should do some more just within bone density,
Yeah,
keep that
the
up.
impact. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
thought like, especially when you go, if you, professional cycling, you're not really doing as many other sports, let alone running of all things. But like, for most cyclists who would just step off and start going for a run full beans, they'd be pretty sore afterwards. It feels sore as well. Like when you haven't done it for ages, it's like your body feels like it's gonna made of glass.
Oh, 100%. I mean, when I start running, I think that's why I don't do it during the season because I'll go to a race and then do just train on the road for a few weeks. And then if I
Mm.
run again, I can't walk for a week.
Yeah, your hip flexors are tight,
Yeah,
like
everything. So like it would really impact the training. I told myself in the off season, right, I'll just keep doing one or two easy runs short a week.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden you start training properly and you don't want to go for a run after a big
Mm.
training ride. And
Yeah,
now I know if I go for a run, I won't be able to walk. So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I've just started running again because I used to play rugby before I cycling, and then, didn't touch, didn't do anything, no gym, no running, no nothing for like 8 years when it was just everything cycling. And then maybe started maybe late last year. And like I went super slow into it because I remember maybe it was like, Woodsy told someone on another podcast, Michael Woods, I think some of his
Yeah.
teammates wanted to get into running. And he was like, oh, you know, just start like 200 meters at a time and then 800 meters walking, 200 meters, just cycle on and off because you'll be so sore and you'll wreck yourself. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good advice. So I started with that method. I was doing like on the treadmill, 200 meters running, 800 meters walking, and slowly built up. And that is the way to go. So if you're listening and you want to try a little bit of running, something different, start small because if you get injured, when you're just starting, that's the recipe to hang up the boots.
Yeah, well, that's a good story actually.
All
I
right.
won't name who it is, but someone did a little run in the off season, and as I was coming back to racing at TDU, I was wondering where he was, and yeah, I heard that he went. Well, I sent him a message. He went for a run and got a little stress back fracture,
Oh,
and had to spend 6 weeks in a moon boot.
no.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh, that's bad. Well, you know,
yeah,
you would have ridden with, I guess you would have been teammates with Jensen, eh?
yeah. Of course.
Yeah, so legend. We love Jensen. And when he was back in Oz, you might have seen on his socials, and I'm sure everyone's following and follows him, but he just went out and ran a marathon, like just randomly. And then only like 5 days later, we had one of our big gravel races here, Dirty Warney, at 200 and what is it? It's 240 Ks off road. And he had that like 4 days later. Those two things don't go together.
No,
An 8 hour
definitely
gravel
not.
race and a marathon death march. Oh,
Yeah, well, me and Plow always said like doing a marathon, we didn't think it was that impressive. Like any we spoke with each other and we always said like anyone can do a marathon. They just got to get out there and do it. But yeah, I think he realized after doing it, it's a little bit harder than it's a little easier said than done for sure.
yeah. So, congrats on your big win at Cadell's, mate. It was awesome to see. And just by looking on the socials like Twitter and Instagram and stuff, mate, you are a well-loved man. Everyone was so happy for you, mate. It must be, it's always a good indicator of someone's, good standing with the public and their friends and stuff when you get lots of praise, I think, online. It was like genuine praise. So it must have felt great to get that win, World Tour
Yeah,
one day win.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was awesome, and getting all that love and support afterwards was, yeah, it's super nice feeling. And yeah, I mean, my phone was pinging for days after that. Yeah, it's messages just flowing in, and yeah, it
Mm,
was really cool and really really nice to have that support from everyone. And
mm,
yeah, just really felt the love after that.
mm. What kind of media stuff were you getting? Were you getting like lots of requests for interviews and articles and lots of stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, that was a massive one for me to win. So just the immediate right after the race, I'd never really gone through that sort of
Mm,
press press opportunities with 10 people holding a microphone and asking questions. So
yeah.
that like initial was pretty crazy. And yeah, I mean, Cadal's is a big race and it's huge in Australia. And
Mm,
yeah, everyone was super buzzy after it. And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I had some lots of messages from people. The NZ News back here picked it up and
Yeah.
yeah, did some talks on the radio shows and stuff. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool.
That's wicked. What was it like going on the radio? Were the shows that you went on, did they sort of know cycling already? Were they still pretty green to it?
Yeah, no, it was like the sports reporters, so they knew
Mm,
quite a bit already. And I guess
mm,
it's also massive because it's Olympic year, so
mm.
that also it's a big pickup for them. But yeah, it was cool. I didn't realize how many people listen to talkback radio. Mum was getting texts and messages saying, "Oh, heard your boy on the radio this morning." I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." Because no one
Yeah.
my age really listens to the radio now. It's all
Ah,
Spotify or
yeah, radio.
yeah, yeah. So not really, not really my yeah. I can't remember the last time I listened to the radio. So yeah,
Neither. There you go. Actually, during the Melbourne Warrnambool, I had to do like before and after the race, or during the race, we're in the convoy and we're doing the media stuff at the same time for the race, and like we had to do these updates for the radio guy every 20 minutes. They're calling us up. It was like the Warrnambool local radio station, and they're like, "Jethro, what's the update, mate? Any action?" And we were in the convoy behind the break or something, and nothing had changed for like 100 kilometers. The break was still the same. I was like,
yeah,
still the same, Freddie. Nothing's changed. And he was like, "Oh, who do you think's going to win? And how's the weather?" And I said, he'd asked me that like 5 times, the last 20 minutes. But I guess some people are listening out there, the radio. It still
yeah, for
exists.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Perfect if you got like a conspiracy theory you want to peddle too, like just out of the woods and broadcasting to someone.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Um, so I mean, what I loved about um Cadell's was the finish. It was fuck. I mean, both the women's and the men's races. That every time there's a circuit race with a nice little hill in it, or something that finishes with a circuit, it's such a good way to show off bike racing. That's what I feel like. You get the fans get to go on the hill. You see the bunch 3 or 4 times or more if it's a world championships. The hill means guaranteed action, so it's just so exciting. And then you get that thrilling finale over the top of Shalumbra the last time when Plappy was hitting off and the other boys were who was it? Trek were having a punt that was really good by
Yeah.
Trek, little Trek. That finish, mate. What was it like riding like that? Is those final 5 6 Ks after Shalumbra? It must have been bloody hectic in your mind.
Yeah, for sure. It was full gas into the base of that climb. I had my teammates just try and keep me up there. We kind of knew that I'd probably be the only one from the team getting
Mm,
over it in
mm,
the front. So their job was really just to base me into the foot of that climb. And then yeah, we went full gas up the climb. Obviously, was splitting big time behind, but yeah, I guess Israel just nailing it over the top of Shalumba was what really kept it apart.
Mm,
Because with that descent straight away, it would have been quite easy for like some guys to come back after it. But Stevie just whacking it over the top and keeping the pace on, yeah, for sure
oof.
it was going to be so hard for people to come back. And then yeah, it was such a hard race to gauge as well because everyone was just going full gas after that second climb after Chalumbra. When all those attacks were moving, there was so much
Mm,
happening, and you had to be really attentive to who was going where and who had teammates.
mm,
But yeah, it was pretty crazy final,
it was
and
the
such a
finish too.
yeah epic circuit.
Oh, yeah, that's we need more circuits like that. So easy to televise too. Like race organisers would love that stuff. Broadcasters will love it because you only have to have X amount of cameras, shut down X amount of roads. The circuits are, yeah, they're the way to go. Lawrence, the sprint was hectic, mate. It was a real, uh, if I look at, if when I look at riders, and particularly ones who can finish, like classics riders who've got a sprint or just general sprinters as well. The finishers, the ones who are paid to sprint and win, and often have to do it in big bunches or like groups of 15 or 20, like you did. How you roll and the risks you take and the wheels you follow, you can tell who the proper bike racers are and who the ones that are gonna lay it on the line. Like I think like Grunewagen's one is in my head. Welsford's another. That Arnold DeLee, he's a bit of a nutcase as well.
Yeah,
Those guys they're crazy. Cav in their day, nutters. But like watching you thread that sprint, mate. You had to go across a couple of wheels, and I noticed you had to pull back your front wheel like as you're trying to go through to so you didn't overlap. That was mental, mate. Like, is that in those moments when you're trying to find your way out? Is it all instinct, or are you actually? Does it feel like it's going a bit slower in the moment for you?
yeah. I mean, it's all instinct, really. It's split second decisions. That's you don't even have time to think about them. You just have to do it. Like looking back on it, in the moment, it felt fine. Like, oh, I got through the gap. It wasn't that close. Yeah, I had to pull back a little bit. But then watching the replay, I was like, whoa, that was a little bit closer than than what I thought it was in the race. And obviously there's people around you, like there were guys on my hips that would kind of had to move as well as I
Mm,
was moving.
mm.
Um, but yeah, it all worked out. Managed to thread the needle and find a gap.
It's good to
But
have that
yeah, I could,
too. You got
yeah,
that
couldn't,
video. Look
yeah,
at it all the time.
couldn't touch the brakes there. Otherwise, it would have been lost for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And did you take anything from, you were kind of we didn't really see you in that finale that much because it was, a bit of Trek, it was a bit of Plappy, it was in Quinn as well, who was popping off. But did you take some like, I don't know, just a bit of experience from say that lofty stage, you chipped away at towards the end. I mean, that was a great move, and to be honest, I didn't think it was that bad of a move for you at the time, just didn't pan out. Um, did you take a little bit from that in terms of a bit of patience going into Cadell's?
Yeah, 100%. Like we talked about having patience in that final.
Mm,
And usually, I think if I hadn't, well, not that, yeah, looking back on Lofty, it wasn't a bad move. For sure, it was
yeah.
the right thing to do at the time.
Mm,
Like the best form of defense is attack a
yeah.
lot of the time. And I was on my knees going over the top of that climb. So I thought might as well go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, going into Cadell's, I definitely knew I had to be more patient and take what I learned on that Lofty stage and really implement it into that final 10Ks at Cadell's. Because
Mm,
usually I'd be probably trying to follow Quinn or close gaps myself.
mm,
But I really was thinking, right, I can use other guys
yeah.
to do the work for me and not waste energy,
Mm,
completely save it for the sprint. But
mm,
yeah, Cadell's was really a situation where I had to be willing to lose to win.
mm,
Like watching those guys go full gas attacks and just hoping that Israel and the other guys are able to pull it back.
Mm.
It does hurt, but yeah, it was a good moment.
Mm. Every time you see one of those guys attack for you, you're just thinking, yes, one more, one more. Keep burning your
Yeah,
bullets. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
100%.
so this year, well, first World Tour win. What do you think? What do you think you've improved on since last year? Like, what part of your attributes do you think has sort of gone to that level without now you are because you had a really consistent season last year and the year before. Your progression's been really nice, but obviously there's maybe you've just gone up another gear. Maybe just the base fitness is lifted. Like, what is it? Do you think you can put your finger on?
Yeah, I think definitely this year I've used summer in New Zealand to take a step physically,
Mm,
but then also mentally, I've moved sort of into more of a leadership role within the team.
mm,
With the Ma leaving, it sort of opened up a little gap for me to fill in the sprint side of things with Paul, our other young sprinter. But for me, yeah, I'm more of like a versatile sprinter. You'll notice I don't really have the pure punch that the real sprinters have. So I have to be a bit more crafty and put myself in the right position. So yeah, over summer in NZ, I worked quite a bit in the gym, which I hadn't done since I raced on the track back in 2019.
oh
So
shit.
that was the first time I'd actually done some proper. And yeah, I think that's really helped just lift my game overall.
Mm,
And yeah, I mean, last year I never would have been able to follow those guys on the climbs like I had
yeah,
been in Australia.
yeah.
So my my power's definitely gone up and my weight's decreased a little bit. So yeah,
Mm, okay. Yeah, I think the
yeah,
it's similar to running. I think when you operate. When you do a bit of work in the gym, it's like you're okay, you get a little bit of strength gains, even if you're not even trying to get that in the gym, because that's not always the application. But I think it's just your economy. Your body gets more efficient at pedaling at X power because it's a little bit stronger. The fibers operate better, they're more in sync. Um, so you just like it doesn't cost you as much energy, I think, when you're riding at X watts. So it's probably I'm not surprised that many riders are getting benefits from it.
yeah, 100%.
Hmm. Um, so I mean, I saw an article the other day, right? It was just talking about the young riders in the peloton really just dominating. It was looking at all the results so far this year, and all the young boys are and women are winning it. Um, what do you? I just wanted to know, what do you think about this? Like, what do you think it is that now it's more of a young man's game? The under 25s really are the ones chopping up all the results these days, as opposed to 20 years ago when it was, you didn't really start touching the front until you're 27 plus.
Yeah, it's a good question. Um, I guess I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been in the game for that long.
Yeah.
So this is all I've really known. Young guys going good. I guess
Mm.
we've got we've got the technology and resources readily available to us these days, and
Hmm.
the teams are really willing to support the younger guys. I feel like this. Not that I was in a team 15 years ago, but I feel like there's probably less of a hierarchy these days.
Mm.
And yeah, the young guys and girls are really able to step into a team and take leadership and yeah, have all the best tech and
Mm.
equipment and yeah, brains behind it all to really help them exceed at a young age.
Yeah. And it's just happening earlier, like
Yeah,
sports like NBA, NFL, they create these super athletes, but they
yep,
start in the gym training with coaches, strength and conditioning at like 12, 13, and maybe back in the day, the young 15, 16. I can only imagine with the type of training a 15-year-old like George Hincapie was doing, like those sort of guys, like what kind of training sessions were they doing compared
yeah,
to now? There's obviously a lot more science applied and rolling around eating one gel for like 5 hour ride, like things like that. Yeah, it's probably some of the reasons why yeah, the young boys are ripping up. But speaking of which, how good was Finn? He's
Oh,
going great. What a
so
legend.
good, eh?
Oh,
Yeah, all the Kiwis are crushing it at the
yeah, on the
moment. It's
Cadel as
so
well. Oh,
good.
so Wiley as well taking that national
Yeah,
title, and she was chopping on Shalumba as well, like so
yeah,
strong. Um, Finn's just winning in the wet though, so he's just becoming the wet man specialist.
good, so good. Yeah,
Is
so awesome to see.
mm, Lawrence, is there anyone in the peloton at the moment that you look up to, or sort of think, geez, when I'd love to ride like that, uh, or perform like that in a race. Is there anyone you're looking up to?
Man, I'm still like a big fan of the sport. So yeah, there's a few guys you always like Vanderpool
Mm,
and Tade. It's pretty impressive just to watch what
mm,
those guys do and the way they race. Like it's incredible the power and being
mm,
in it. You really appreciate it a lot more, seeing what they can do and the way they do it.
mm,
So, yeah, for sure, I'm a big fan of those guys and their aggressive racing style.
mm.
But yeah,
Will you? When's yeah? So you might. Well, I don't know. Are you racing MSR? You doing some remote?
I don't think so. Not at this stage. I'll
Okay.
I'll go back to Europe on Thursday, do Kern,
Oh, sweet.
then
Yeah.
then into a race with the Conti team actually, the Semlin.
Oh, you're doing
Uh,
that. Sweet. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I like that one. That was my first ever race in Europe.
Wow.
First ever road
Was
race
it
in
wet?
Europe. Yeah, it was hectic. And Vanderpool was there actually.
Oh
Just
shit.
I sat last wheel all day. Absolutely, yeah, just shitting myself.
Wow.
Um, never been on those little roads.
Mm,
First race, yeah, Belgium, 150 guys. It was crazy. I
mm,
sat last wheel until I got dropped, and just seeing the way Vanderpool was moving that day was incredible. Riding
mm,
around little crashes, then yeah. So
mm.
yeah, I'm happy to go back to that race. It'll be nice.
Yeah. See where you've compare.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, sick. I love that race. I really like it. Um yeah, even though it's a smaller race, it's got a good reputation because some big names have done well there.
Yeah, it gets a good start list every year actually
Yeah,
for a
big.
1.1. Really,
I know. I think it's because it's where it sits in the calendar. It's like that
yeah,
nice warm up into, go Kurnow, go Lesserman, then Omloop's not far away after that. Like you chomping at the classics riders are chomping at the bits, aren't they,
yeah,
for races at that point of the year.
hundred
Will
percent.
will you is there a chance of a grand tour this year or TBC?
Yeah, so I'm locked in for the Giro at the moment.
Oh, sweet.
Um, yeah, so I'll do the classics and then
Mhm.
crack into the Giro after that.
Wow, that's exciting,
So
mate.
yeah,
Does that feel like a big box ticked for you, like, or a box to tick just to get that grand tour done? And are you nervous? Like, what are you feeling?
yeah, a box two tick for sure. Last year, I couldn't even imagine myself doing a grand tour, just way out of my depth,
Mm,
100%. I didn't think I'd be able to get through it. But now, yeah, a bit more confidence and actually believing that I've got the legs to do 3 weeks full gas.
hmm
Yeah, initially I was down for the Vuelta, but unfortunately one of my teammates had a
Oh,
injury, so
oh,
I've
yeah.
taken his spot, and yeah, I'll be getting a month sit in the sprints and the hard finishes. So
Oh,
yeah, I'm
shit.
really looking forward to it.
Sweet. What a great experience. First one, so good. Always seems to level up any rider. If you can get through it unscathed, you just come out the other side better. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that's why everyone tells me it's
Mm.
you're a different rider after a grand tour.
Yeah. I mean, when can you get that kind of loading, and that kind of
Yeah,
intensity? Like it's impossible to replicate anywhere else.
exactly.
Uh, So what we want to know about you, Lawrence, is what are your dream races? What's your dream race to race? And what's sort of a race that you think about winning? Maybe it's the race that you're thinking about during a hard interval or something. You know, you might have that moment you just replay and repeat that you're thinking about that happening one day. Do you have one of those?
Um, yeah. Growing up, I always wanted to win Torino just because that's a
Oh,
really cool, just because that's a
nice.
really cool trophy.
Yeah, yeah.
The Trident.
The big trident. Yes,
Yeah.
that's sick trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, but that might be a little bit unrealistic. So I might have to find a teammate to win that and steal it from him.
Yeah.
No, one of the monuments, Flanders, Roubaix, that would be absolutely unbelievable to
Mm.
just to put one of those on your resume in the
Oh,
career. I think,
yeah.
yeah, you can't beat it.
Have you done Roubaix before?
No, no, I've never done a monument.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yeah,
there's plenty of boxes to tick for you. I mean, you're only what, 21, eh? Or 22?
yeah, yeah, 21.
My Lord, mate, you got so much to come. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, okay, what about this? Got a couple of questions to end, mate. Yeah, what's your favorite bit of kit that Groupama FDJ have given you? It doesn't have to be your bikes or anything. It could be, but it might be your I see you got a mattress sponsor too, Temper, and something else. But
Yeah,
what's the deal? What's your favorite bit of kit that you're given this year?
I haven't actually slept on the mattress yet. It's sitting at home in my apartment just outside of
Oh,
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back and having my first night on that.
nice.
Yeah. So it could be that, but I'm not going to say that. Uh, that's a good question. I'm going to say my phone. This year I got given a new iPhone from the team. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, can't beat it.
Nice. That's so
Yeah,
good. Wow.
yeah.
That's not even a sponsor. That's would have just bought it. Or maybe they have a shop or something.
The way the team works, because we're employees, we get a work phone.
Oh, is that like a French thing?
Yeah,
Oh, that is nice.
yeah, that's a nice perk.
Yes. Oh, that's wicked. I was going through all the sponsors and I was like, it's, no Apple, Compress Sport, Crystalline,
Yeah,
Daniello,
compressed
Bin.
sport's good too.
What's that? That's like
It's
compression gear.
like, yeah, compression gear. It's got like the little team logo on them.
Oh, nice. So you'll be
I
on
was
the
wear
plane with them?
Yeah, I was wearing them after nationals the other day, and my girlfriend goes, "Nice leg warmers." I was like, "Ah, thanks."
That's gold. Oh, mate, the new phone, you gotta love that. Is that the
Yeah.
15?
Nah, it was, I don't know what it is, 13, I think, 14.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, nice.
so the start of this year.
Can't be
Oh,
an iPhone.
mine was on its last leg, so it lasted me for 4.5 years. So
Oh, well done.
yeah,
Impressive.
it was good.
Okay, good answer. Great. It's a really good touch. What's something that you wish was in New Zealand that's only in Europe and vice versa? What's in Europe? No, what's in New Zealand that isn't in Europe? Could be food, could be cafe, could be, I don't know, flora and fauna. I don't know.
Probably just the people for me.
Hmm.
Um, like my friends and family that are in New Zealand, can't really
Yeah.
take them to Europe.
Hmm.
It's like we sort of live two lifestyles as a cyclist from New Zealand. I live the in-season race lifestyle, which is 8 months in
Yeah.
Europe,
Yeah.
pretty much by yourself a lot of the time, training. And then, yeah, I come home and it's a complete refresh and restart. Can
Yeah.
see my mates that I haven't seen for most of the year and,
Hmm.
yeah, train on home roads again. So, yeah, I guess I guess Europe is definitely becoming more of a home for me now, as I'm going into my fourth year this year in Europe. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but definitely just the people. If I could bring my core group of people from New Zealand to Europe and just have them with me, that would be pretty nice. But
Oh, that's a great answer, mate. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure. I imagine it's tough, being away from everyone for that period. I'm sure like there's just that element of FOMO of your friends being back home and things like that. Do you catch up like with Zoom calls or just group calls or just the on the chat throughout the year?
yeah, for sure. got to keep in touch, and
Yeah.
yeah, we do keep in touch pretty well.
Mm.
So it's hard with the time zones as well, though. Like
Yeah.
you're waking up and they're going to bed, or vice versa.
Hmm.
So yeah, it doesn't make it easy, but
Mm.
yeah, there's ways around it, which is good.
Yeah, there is. One of my mates, my good mates, is in Colombia at the moment. He's been traveling South America for ages, like the whole year. And I've been best mates with him since I don't know, like 17 years, mate. And
Wow.
we just use like Zoom calls and on the chat. We just sometimes we'll just send each other a bulk selection of pictures that's just in our phone for the last month, and that almost tells the story, just a whole
Yeah.
heap of shit that you've just taken photos of where you were, what you're doing, and that's all we need to do. We just send bulk photos and go, oh yeah, see what they're going up to.
Sweet. Yeah, of
Mm.
course.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
good.
what's something when you're racing, Lawrence, that riders will do in the peloton that's annoying? Because our listeners might not know if there's something that happens that people do is annoying. Is there something that people do, without naming people out,
Things that people do that are annoying.
apart from like chopping you up, kilometer 10?
Yeah, that's the usual, isn't
Yeah.
it? You always have those same guys doing the same shit. That's bloody annoying. Um,
That's it, yeah. I don't know, what about feed zone? Does it get weird there when you get your feedbacks and shit? Is anyone like, I don't know, is this etiquette you got to follow or?
yeah, I guess you try and get out of people's ways who's trying to go for a feed or something.
Mm.
Um, Things that are annoying. People who excessively sweat when it's hot and
Oh,
it sprays on you when you're behind them.
that's
That's really
gross.
annoying.
That's
Yeah.
gross. Yeah, that happens to all of us. We all know that. It's just you get these little beads that hit you. And
Yeah.
you're like, this is gross. I've got to get behind someone else.
Yeah. And yeah, for me, I'm not very good at peeing on the bike.
Oh,
So people
yeah.
who can do that, it's a bit of envy from me, a little bit of jealousy.
Mm, for sure. What a skill.
Yeah.
Are you a golf man?
Yeah, I got into golf last off season. I
Really?
want to, yeah. A few of my mates back home who I went to high school with play quite a bit.
Right.
So I'd always do my training and then go play 9 holes or get
Yeah.
around and after training. That was
Oh,
really good. I brought a brand new set of clubs with my brother, and I haven't played this off season that much. So, well, while I've been back home, I've just been focusing on the training.
yeah. It takes a bit of
Um,
time too, golf, doesn't it?
yeah, it's such a good thing though. I never thought I was always like super energetic. I never thought I'd enjoy golf.
Mm.
Just like
It's
that's
it's similar to cycling, isn't it? Because like I don't know
yeah,
if I've actually sometimes play solo all the time. I've got plenty of mates that I play with, but if I just want to go out and play, I'll go play with randoms. Just pair me up whoever's on the tee time. And yeah, it's very much like cycling, just riding a bunch ride. You might be paired with someone you don't even know or riding next to someone you don't know. But you're just talking shit, but you're kind of focusing on the, the golf or the cycling. It's kind of the same thing.
yeah, for sure. I guess it's a sport where you can get better with practice. That's
Yes.
what I love about it. Like you
Hmm.
can see improvement,
Mm.
and especially when you're like a real beginner, that
Oh
improvement
yeah.
can come really quickly.
Oh yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship though.
Yeah, you think you're going really well, and then you play like one bad shot, and it just like throws you off. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah, tests your character, that's for sure.
It does. The reason why I thought of that is because you mentioned peeing on the bike. It just made me think of some of the videos I was watching on this competition that's on the Waste Management Open. That's
Yeah.
on, and oh my God, mate! I don't know if you've seen the videos on the internet, but look them up. It's these
Yeah, it's
people.
unreal way.
Oh mate, if you don't know what that is, there, right? It's like one of the big golf competitions, and he's got a reputation for people just getting on the terps and making a fool of themselves. Like there was a dude that ran onto the green, jumped in the bunker, and did like a snow angel, like while they're playing with his shirt off.
Well, like they tried to do a hole like that in Australia at the live
At
live gate.
Adelaide.
Yeah, it
Mm,
was sick. That was
Yeah,
also
yeah,
pretty cool. Not
yeah. Oh,
quite the same, but yeah,
yeah. I mean, PGA tried to do the same, but yeah, I've got to get to a live. That would be, yeah, that would be cool, actually.
it looks hectic.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Lawrence. Any final words, mate? Who should I get on the pod? Actually, what do you think? Who should be on there?
And you've covered some good Kiwis recently.
Mm,
Yeah, you got Finn, got
mm,
Ali. Trying to think of other Kiwis who'd be keen, and
mm,
trying to think of good talkers. You you tick them off, hey?
I know.
You've spoken to a lot of Tommy G. I listened to your Tommy G podcast, Thomas Glow.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he's a good dude, isn't he?
he's a good
Yeah,
character, right?
yeah, he's a legend. Hopefully he's on the up. I think he's had some concussion issues or some sort of injuries. A bit of bad run there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he could. Oh,
He
he could
shattered
talk.
his kneecap. Yeah,
Oh God.
yeah.
What
He's
about
on the comeback though.
good man? He's good energy. I like him. What about on your team? Any decent English speakers in your team?
Speak to Lewis Askew,
Oh
British guy.
yes, good
Yeah,
call.
yeah. He's a
Okay.
comedian.
ASCII. All right. Lewis is on my radar. Great.
Yeah, yeah. Me and him are pretty close. We've got a good relationship in the team, and
Oh,
yeah, he's a good chat. You have a good
oh,
yarn with him.
all right. I'll make sure I hit you up with some questions so you can stitch him up.
Yeah. Have you
Prerequisite.
had Plow on? You haven't had Plow on, have you?
Oh no, not yet. Well, I had him on a little bit at Worlds, did a little segment, but
Yeah.
I've yeah, I've got to know Play a little bit just at some local races here. And that one's coming, but I'm waiting for what am I waiting for? Just I
Waiting for him to
don't
do something.
know. No.
Do
No.
something.
Should have got him after the marathon. No,
Yeah.
just yeah, yeah. Maybe a little bit of just wait for him because I might maybe loosely call Plough a mate because we've seen each other a little bit at some races. Great dude, but I always feel like people are more up to talk and chat shit, even if you know them well, just when things are going nicely. So I want to
Yeah.
try and catch riders when they're in their best mood because things are going well off the bike, on the bike, and it's just better for everyone.
Yeah, for sure, of course.
Yeah, but Plough, like we could talk shit all day. Legend.
Yeah, he'd be
Yeah.
a bit rogue. You might have to
Yeah.
censor some of that. Good stories, though.
Oh, I've heard a few of them, mate.
Yeah,
The
you'd
one where
have
the
to.
bike went missing, that was in the water. That was a classic.
Yeah, you'd
Not to be repeated.
have to
Uh,
ask him about some of our dark days in Besançon back in 2022.
oh,
He'd,
yeah, I'm gonna message him now. I'm gonna message him. Yeah,
yeah,
we need that. Um, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
we
Lawrence,
kept,
mate,
we, yeah,
it was
we.
great.
No,
Great to
thank you
talk
very
to you,
much for
mate.
having me on.
Mm. And mate, I think we're all frothing to see what you can do for the rest of the year, man. And even just being consistent. Let's just
Yeah,
get through that grand tour. That'll be fantastic, eh?
yeah, big goals. So hopefully
Yeah.
we can continue. Got good
Mm.
momentum heading to Europe. So looking
Mm.
forward to it.
Well, when you fly, do you get first class flights?
Nah, come on, economy.
Economy, good man, just sticking to the
Yeah,
people, man of the people.
yeah,
Not
keep it
like
real.
bloody Wellsford putting his feet up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Cheeky.
What a
Uh,
flex.
well, 3 wins at TDU. I guess you can do that.
Well, yeah. Oh, same UCI points as Cadell's or similar.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
like he's that tall anyway. Economy would feel like business for him.
Oh, it's gone. Oh man, it was good, great to chat.